So in this video, what I want to do is just kind of go over a couple tips that you need to remember when you are trying to identify if a function is going to be even and odd and how you can kind of go ahead and determine that. So the main thing I want you to understand is again, we need to understand what exactly we're trying to achieve when we're recognizing if a function is going to be even or odd. And there's basically going to be the graphical approach as well as the algebraic approach. So the main thing with the graphical approach is if a function is going to be even, now again, don't make fun of my graph, please. What you can see though is this graph is reflective about the y-axis, right? You can see whatever's on the right-hand side of the y-axis. If you flip it over, kind of like a book, you can see that's going to represent exactly the same graph here on the left-hand side. So this is what we call a even function. Now, another one of the functions that is called like the most famous function, even though it's not really that famous, is going to be the cubic function to represent an odd function, okay? So this is going to be reflective of what we call the origin, which is basically another way of saying we could reflect it about the y and also reflect it about the x, right? So you can kind of see like this point here. If I took this point, reflected about the x-axis or the y-axis, and then reflected about the x-axis one more time, you can see how it kind of works. Now, again, my graph is not perfect, so again, don't be mad at me, but I'm just trying to do my best here. Where you can see that these are reflexive, right? So that'd just be a little bit down, but you can see like these points are reflective about the x as well as the odd function. So these are going to be odd. Now, this is why, if you understand the symmetry, this is also going to be why the algebraic approach kind of makes sense, right? So if I said like f of x, I'm sorry, when we're trying to show if a function is even algebraically, what we say is f of negative x is going to give you back the original function. And again, like kind of makes sense of this, right? What if I said like here is -1, right? And let's say, I don't know, let's say this point is 2, right? Wouldn't you agree that f of -1 is equal to f of +1, right? They both have a value of 2. So you can see how that kind of works. Like f of -1 is 2, f of +1 is 2. You can see how when it's reflective about the y-axis, that makes sense. Whereas an odd function, it's completely the exact opposite. Here's f of 1, right? Let's say that's again 2, right? But then when I say what is f of -1, you can see now that's going to be at a -2, right? So the definition for the algebraic approach for showing that something is an odd function, you say f of -x is going to equal the opposite of your function f of x. So what are some kind of tips that you can recognize? Well, I think the first thing that you should recognize if you're trying to identify if a function is even or odd is just to graph it, okay? And then look for symmetry. So graph it and look for the symmetry, right? Because again, if you remember that if it's even, it's reflected about the y-axis. If it's odd, it's reflected about the origin. Then therefore you can go ahead and confirm just by the symmetry if it's going to be even or odd. Now, the next tip I want to do is really going to kind of focus on polynomials, okay? So let's say I look at this and I say 5x to the 4th minus a 7x squared. Now, here's a polynomial, okay? And one of the most common mistakes that students do when they're dealing with looking at polynomials is they kind of focus on the coefficients. Do not focus on the coefficients. What you need to do is focus on the powers, all right? So what I want you to do is just kind of say focus on the powers. Now, there's a couple tips that I want you to do when you're trying to focus in on the powers. Okay. And when you want to focus in on the powers, what I want you to do is if they're all even, so that means like you have x to the 4th, x to the 8th, x squared, right? If they're all even, then you have a even function. Okay. So you can see in this polynomial, what do we have? We have all even powers. Do not worry about the coefficients. We have all even powers. So therefore, we're good to go, right? So therefore, that's an even function. So if they're all even, it's an even function. If they're all odd, right? So if you have x cubed plus x, whatever, everything like that, then it's an odd function. And then if you have something that is a mix, well, then that is going to be neither even or odd, right? So again, just kind of like a quick little example here. What if I did like a y equals x to the 5th plus x squared? That is not going to be even or odd. You can see that one is odd and one is even, right? So it's not going to work. So it's either when the powers are all even, it's even, or when they're all odd, it's going to be odd. So that's kind of like a nice helpful tip. And then the last thing I always want to mention to you is also with the constant, okay? You could have all even functions, and then you can have plus c. And what I mean by plus c is you can have a constant, and the constant is not going to impact that. However, when you have an odd, you cannot have c, okay? So you cannot have a constant. You cannot have a number at the fact. So what I mean by that is like, for instance, if I say a y equals x cubed plus 1, that is neither. Okay, so a lot of students will get confused with that. They're like, oh, wait, all the powers are odd. Yeah, yeah, but you have this constant here. It doesn't work when you have a constant. So you have to be very, very careful for that. It would work for an even. So if you have an even function and a c, like that works. Y equals a x squared, like plus 1. That works. And again, like if you want to see this, like just go ahead and take a look at this. That is even, right? And again, let me show it to you. Here is, let's take my quadratic here. You can see that's still symmetrical about the y-axis. However, let's go and take the cubic function here and move it up 1. And you can see that now that graph, when you reflect it about the x as well as reflected about the y, it's no longer even, right? So be very careful with the constants. They work when you have all powers are even. They do not work when you have all powers are odd. And no matter what, if you have a mix of evens and odds, they're not going to work, okay? The next thing that I want to kind of focus in with you is going to be when you have horizontal transformations. Now, horizontal transformations do not work very well, okay? So when you have horizontal transformations, be very leery. And the two most common horizontal transformations I would work with would be like when you're dealing like with an absolute value or like a square root function, okay? So if I had like 5 minus x, well, let's just deal with the absolute value here. So 5 minus x. Now, this is not going to be an even, nor is it going to be an odd function. Now, typically, the absolute value function is an even function, right? But what happens is this graph is shifting it, what you're actually reflecting about the y-axis, right? And then plus, and then you're minus, so you're shifting it 5 units to the right. So this graph actually looks something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That graph is not reflective about the x nor the y-axis, okay? So when you have horizontal transformations, you got to be very, very careful. Like that's not going to work. The other reason why the horizontal transformations don't really work so well is you can't factor out a negative for the horizontal transformation. So let me show you what I mean by that. If I had a function, like let's kind of put an example here. If I had f of x, right? And I said, let's say my function is going to be a x cubed plus x, okay? And if I want to say, hey, is this even or odd? Well, what would you do? You would plug in a f of negative x. And when you do that, what you get is a negative x cubed, plus a negative x, all right? So there you go. Then you just go ahead and simplify this and you say, all right, that's going to be a negative x cubed minus x. And you might not be sure, is that the opposite of my function or not? And so what to do for that case, what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to factor out a negative. So when I factor out a negative here, what I'm going to get is a negative times a x cubed plus x. And what I want you to see here now is that is the opposite of f of x, right? Now I can say f of negative x equals the opposite of f of x, right? Because it wasn't my original function, x cubed plus x, right? It's just the opposite of it. So therefore, this is an example of odd. So when you're trying to verify something as being odd, you want to be able to factor out the negative. So that's why this comes in. That's why this is, when you have horizontal transformations, that's an issue, right? Because again, let's just try to rewrite this as a function. So let's say I had fx, or let's say I wanted to test this. All right, so let's actually call this an fx. So let's say, all right, let's call this a function fx. So if I wanted to test f of negative x here, all right, that's going to be an absolute value of a 5 minus a negative x. Now we can go ahead and simplify this, right? That's going to be a x plus 5, whatever. That's going to be fine. Like you can rewrite it, rearrange it. It doesn't matter, right? It is 5 plus x. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. The problem is though, here's what I want you to see. So let's say this is a 5 plus x, right? So it goes minus a negative x, right? That's 5 plus x. The problem is we can't factor out a negative on the outside, right? F of x is a negative 5 minus x. So if I wanted this to be even, if this needed to be even, it needed to be a negative absolute value of 5 minus x. That is what would show as a odd function. I can't do that. You can't take a negative outside of like a radical or outside of a absolute value or outside really of any function, right? You can't factor that term out. So the only thing you could do was like factor out a negative inside, but that's not going to give you back your original function, because actually when you factor out a negative, that's a negative 5, right? Don't make that mistake. So that's a negative 5. So therefore, this is neither. Now, I do want to give you some examples of how could we kind of rearrange this though, so it would actually be an even or it would be an odd. So a couple examples of that is what you could do. A lot of times, if you see this as a 5, let's say minus x squared, this is going to be an even function. Why? Is because look what happens when you put in a negative x. When you put in negative x, what are you going to get? You're going to get x squared, right? So you're right back to where you started. A way you can make it odd is actually by multiplying an x on the outside. So anytime you have an x multiplied, so this original function inside here, when I plug in a negative x, right, that's going to that's going to produce the exact same kind of argument on the inside of this function, right? It wouldn't work if it was an x, because an x is going to change the argument. But if it's an x squared, that preserves the argument in the inside. But when you make this x right here a negative, now that it's going to do the opposite of that value. So that is an example of how we could go ahead and make this function odd. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of even odd functions as well as how to find them. If this video was helpful for you, I look forward to seeing you then in the next video. Cheers.